All right, guys, this is question number 37 from the final Regions packet that I've given out. It's a word problem, and let's see, it says Vince wants to rent a canoe while he is on vacation. The canoe rental company charges $18 for the first hour and $7.50 for each additional hour, right? So X represents an hour. And then it says if Vince has $78 to spend on renting a canoe, write an inequality in terms of X that models this situation. And then it says algebraically determine the maximum number of hours that Vince could rent a canoe. Now, here is one of the ways that I would recommend solving something like this. I would just make a table and then see if I could, we know this is going to be linear because it's going up by $7.50 each hour. So this is going to be a linear inequality, right? So I'm going to say X is the number of hours, Y is the total cost that Vince is going to incur. So we already know on the first hour, I don't like this color, let me use black. The first hour, Vince spent $18. The second hour, he has to spend another $7.50. So that would be 7 plus 18, 750 plus 18 would be 25.50. Now, even though they didn't say this, if he went for a third hour, we would add another 750, right? So that would be 32, 33. It would be $33, right? So the first hour, he spent 18. The second hour, he spent 25.50. The third hour, he spent 33. Now, once I have this, I can go and I can use the spreadsheet. And I've already entered these numbers, right? And all I have to do now is go here and then go to the data statistics. Down here, I have X. Over here, I have Y. And then I'm just going to do menu 4, 6, 1, because I know it's linear. And here is the equation, right? This is the equation. So it says, and you can see the slope is 750 because that's what he pays every hour. But he has to pay 1050 kind of upfront. If we were to do this, like his initial cost would be 1050. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go back here and I'm going to use that. But I know he only has, well, let me write this down real quick. So I'm going to write 750x plus 1050. And then I'm going to say that has to be less than or equal to 78. Now, the reason that I said less than is he only has $78. So we can't go over 78. It has to be less than or right up to the $78 point. Now, I could just keep adding $7.50, right? Like this would be $40.50. I could keep doing this, but they want us to do this algebraically. So the way that I would do this is I would do boxes and circles. This is a box. This is a circle. This is a circle. Boom, do this, move this over. So I'm going to subtract $10.50. So that is going to be $77. Whoops, that's not right. It's going to be $67.50. And over here is going to be 750x. And then I'm just going to divide both sides by 750. And let's see what we get. So if I go to the calculator, I just need a, I just need here, I'm going to do 67.5 divided by 7.5, and I get 9. I get 9 hours. So he can rent the canoe for a maximum of 9 hours. So it says X has to be less than or equal to 9. So he cannot go over 9. He can go right up to 9, but if he has more than 9 hours, he won't have enough money. That's it. Now, the thing that's different or unique about this problem is normally they give us the y-intercept. But they didn't give us the y-intercept. They gave us the first term. So this is almost like an arithmetic sequence. Instead of starting at 0, we started with 1. 1 hour was 18, and then we did the common difference. The common difference was 750, so we kept adding it. So basically what we were doing is, instead of treating this like a regular linear function, I treated it like a arithmetic sequence. But either way, once you get two terms, you can use the spreadsheet to come up with the equation. And once you get the equation, you know, okay, I only have $78. That's why I have this. We can spend less than $78. We just can't go all the way. We can't go over $78. That's why it's an inequality. I hope that this has been clear, but the answer for this is Vince can have a maximum of 9 hours on the canoe. So I'm going to stop and I'm going to post it.